Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Warships with Captain Keys. Today I've got another Anshan commentary for you, the Tier 6 Pan-Asian Destroyer. This is going to be still in Ranked Season 7. And, well, this is about, as you might have told by watching or looking at the title, this is about playing the Anshan in a way that, shall we say, isn't typical. The Anshan is known as an excellent standoff ship for hanging back at range, for spamming HE, starting fires, being a general pain in the rear with some usable torps. The Achilles heel of the Anshan is its bad rudder shift time, its pretty bad turning circle, and most of all, very, very slow turrets. This causes a lot of people, little sound bug there, this causes a lot of people to, well, to not really like the Anshan very much for close quarters fighting. Many people would say that she's not very much of a brawler. Well, in this game, I intend to dissuade you of that notion. I think the Anshan, in the right circumstances, is very lethal up close. Starting off, put the gas all the way down. We're heading over to Bravo Point, and we have our Shinonome and Bidyani coming with us, Warspite, Byron, and Fuso behind us. 2 destroyers, a cruiser, and 4 battleships, which kind of seems to be the trick this season. By the way, I have no idea what that Shinonome heading is doing there. That is quite the interesting replay bug. But anyways, Shinonome is behind me. I am first into the cap. I would probably prefer a Fletcher for this, but, I mean, Fletcher, yeah, wouldn't we all? Farragut for this, but beggars and choosers and all that. My plan is to go in, get some shots off at the opening destroyers that show up, drop some smoke, and then continue to contest the cap if we see them. They might go A. We don't know yet. I sail in. I am almost... I notice that the cap is not contested. I'm almost immediately detected, though. It's the Shinonome. Turn and open fire, and this is the first of many mistakes you're going to see. I have AP loaded. By the time I get the HE loaded, the Shinonome has already started turning and laying smoke, so I'm not going to get more than 1 salvo on him. Dump a double spread of torps his way. Managed to set a fire, but... really, that was a bad misplay. I could have done a lot better there. Having HE loaded, could have done a few thousand more damage. Could have had the gun swung. Any number of things I could have done better. And additionally, I didn't realize the Shinonome was dropping his smoke, so we both smoked, and, well, yeah. So we kind of wasted our smoke. We didn't do that much damage to that destroyer. But now we get some shots on him. The Shinonome's turning and running. The Fubuki's there as well. I focus the Shinonome because he is the lower health one. He disappears. Moving inside our friendly Shinonome smoke. Swing right and try and get some shots in on the Fubuki too. Looking around, zooming out, zooming in. I blind fire into the smoke because I'm pretty sure I know where the Fubuki is, and boom, 4 hits. A lot of damage there. Fire again, but by this time he's faded away, so no more luck there. My torpedoes are only 20 seconds away from reloaded, and I'm sitting here capping B, but getting contested because of that Fubuki there, and probably the Shinonome as well. So yeah, look at the positioning of my team. You'll see our Bidyani is swinging way out into G10, way away from the cap where he can't be any help whatsoever if these DDs pop up again. We have our friendly Fuso going on his own little camping expedition over to point A. I misplayed the entrance into B. Our New Mexico is operating at about half speed coming down this way. Really, the only people playing well so far, I think, would be the Warspite, who's actually moving up, and the Byron next to him. Our Shinonome is, well, he's trying to set up as a torp angle, but Shinonome only has 8 km torps, and he's really not getting close enough to make him effective, I don't think. Maybe he saw something I didn't from his angle. Take a little bit of incoming fire, which is really annoying that it breaks one of my torpedo tubes, because it was on reload, and if your torpedo tubes are reloading when they're incapacitated, they have to go through a full reload cycle. So notice one tube's at 38 seconds, the other one's at 1 minute and 20. Very annoying. Torpedoes narrowly missed the New Mexico there for a second, and I'm like, well, alright, contesting this cap isn't doing anything. My battleships are playing very passive. We have a Fuso going on his own little camping expedition over there. Our Bidyani has popped his spotter plane and is trying to, I don't know, ram through the map border onto another map and go play a different game or something. So I try and support the one guy actually doing anything, which is our Warspite here. I see that he's under fire from the entire enemy team. He's up front, taking damage. He uses his damage control to put out the fires, and I know he's very vulnerable. Incoming torpedoes, probably, yep, set of 3 sets of 3 from the Fubuki, probably. Could be the Shinonome. Don't remember who has what loadout. Pop my smoke as soon as it comes off cooldown and wrap a big line right in front of the Warspite. I don't really care for my own safety here. If I take a few hits doing this, it's worth it because this Warspite is the only one of our team that's actually, only battleship that's actually pushed up to do something. So, yeah, I'm going to try and reward that. Lay some smoke, and I don't immediately open fire on the New Mexico. Oh, crap. Warspite's back 2 fires again. Well, he has a pretty quick damage control. Let's see if he comes back. And I start opening up on the New Mexico. Now, I wanted to reverse into the smoke first because that Arizona and Fuso, that's 24 14-inch guns that could be coming my way. So I did not want to be sitting still in broadside there. New Mexico gets set on fire. Yeah, there he goes. He damage controls that, so I'm trying to get another fire going, and I know he has a 20-second immunity period, but I was hoping maybe I could get one more fire before he gets behind since he damage controlled relatively early. But the Anshan's flat arcs prevent me from doing that, unfortunately. That island is just too high, and my arcs are just too flat to do it. So, yeah, we've lost the Fuso, who, again, went up there and fought the enemy Shinonome and lost. And now that Shinonome is going to cap A. You can see in chat that, well, yeah, it's okay. Someday he'll learn how to play with others, LOL. I hope so. Because that guy was of no use to the team whatsoever. And indeed, the enemy Shinonome is capping A, meaning it was the Fubuki earlier that was torpedoing our Warspite. Fubuki was last seen heading north. I am swinging into the cap, trying to secure it because I see them securing A when I look at my mini-map and the enemy Fubuki shows up right over there. So I immediately swing the ship, swing the gun, start firing because he's pretty low. And if he gets around behind our Warspite, who is the only battleship that is actually doing anything useful this game, I want to support him. I don't want to lose this Warspite because he's been a valuable ally. So I hit the Fubuki, knock his steering out, nothing else really special. Incoming fire from across the cap. A priority target says I've only got 1. The Warspite shoots into the smoke and kills the Fubuki. Now, I'm not aware of this. I just didn't notice it. But sadly, the Warspite eats a face full of torpedoes from the Fubuki, so that's a trade there. And not a trade I was happy to make, because this Warspite has proven to be the only useful person on my team, with the possible exception of our Shinonome. So, again, I am not aware that the Fubuki has been killed. I just wasn't paying attention to chat or the scoreboard. So I'm charging into this smoke screen, trying to figure out where that Fubuki is. I'm also thinking about heading north to A and capping that, or at least finding the enemy Shinonome as he comes back towards us. But I don't see him yet, and I'm not sure how I'm going to run into him. So my guns are swung right. I'm ready to kill this Fubuki as soon as I see him, and then I notice his sinking wreck there, and I'm like, oh. Look up at the scoreboard, and yeah, Warspite sank him. I didn't notice. So, but now I'm in the middle of the map. I have gotten around to the side of the enemy fleet. Our battleships are still playing extremely passive in the back and doing absolutely nothing useful. It was not a helpful team I had on that front. And then I see the Fuso.
Then he got an idea. An awful idea. The Grinch got a wonderful, awful idea.
And I do get a wonderful, awful idea. So I know the Shinonome could be on my right. I'm not sure where. Based upon when he capped and how fast those things are. Oh, and then I see a smoke screen. So I know the Shinonome is in this area. So I want to kill that Shinonome. Someone's running radio location. They pick me up, so my element of surprise is slightly blown, but maybe they're not paying attention. So I'm thinking, okay, there was a Fuso about 5 clicks out, and that Shinonome must be inside the smoke. So line up some torpedoes, fire blind, and then...
Torpedoes deployed.
And then... surprise! That is 36,000 hit points of Fuso-class battleship. So I fire the second set of torpedoes, turn right to avoid the allied torps, start coming back to the left. I want to get into that smoke. My engine boost is active, eat a massive amount of damage from the Warspite in the Arizona right through the nose. With a hard left turn, my rudder's broken. I managed to make it into the smoke screen, hit that damage control, and I'm safe. You can see in chat the Anshan, no, you crazy, bro, you crazy. Yeah, well, it was time to put my man pants on. We were not doing well. We'd lost 2 battleships. We'd only killed a destroyer in return. Our battleships were doing nothing useful. So I decided, yeah, time to put the man pants on. Set some fires on the Warspite. He gets taken out by the Bidione. I swing my guns around on the enemy Shinonome, lose sight of him for a minute. I'm waiting because I really want to get shots on him. Maybe our allied Shinonome will spot him, but no, I start swinging back for the Arizona. Then the Shinonome pops up again. I get spotted because I wasn't paying attention. I trigger my smoke generator, but the Cleveland and the Cleveland fires, hits me, does about 1,000 damage. Swing the ship around and try and get a hold of that Shinonome over there. He's lost his engine, and I can take out their last destroyer here. That means I've taken out the Fuso, the Warspite killed the Fubuki, and if I can kill this Shinonome, we'll be in good shape. I notice that I'm detected via hydroacoustic search, must be the Cleveland, and I don't have time to do anything before they punch my ticket. But I did manage to sink the Shinonome, and so now we have our Shinonome able to roam freely without being spotted. And I whine and chat. The Hydro Cleveland ruined my fun. I was not expecting him to be running Hydro, even though that is the right call in most of these because there aren't very many carriers. So yeah, if you've watched my Des Moines commentary, then you'll know that there just comes a time when you put your man pants on, you move forward, and it's time to go and kill something. And that's exactly what that was. We needed a play. We needed to destroy one of their battleships. We needed to knock out one of their heavy hitters. Something had to happen, and I took the opportunity to do so. In a lot of other ways, that might not have gone well. You could have made the argument that I should have backed off and played to the Anshan's strengths rather than getting into close quarters, but I decided to surprise them, and, well, it worked out. We end up winning this game. You can tell the enemy, New Mexico, keeps going north, meets our Bayern, and the Bayern shoots him in the face and kills him. And eventually we whittle down the rest of their team and win. So yeah, the Anshan. Widely regarded as not a brawling ship, but, well, not how I play it. Anyways, I hope this has been a bit of a fun replay for you to see what an Anshan can do when given full YOLO authority. And I hope you have a lot of fun this ranked season. Try not to get too frustrated with it. It can be quite a bit of fun if you all work together as a team, which I guess is always the challenge. Anyways, thank you for tuning in. This has been Captain Keys. Good luck and fair seas.